I always knew I didn't belong in that house, but the night they erased me is burned into me like fire on skin. Aaron didn't mean it. My mother whispered, her voice trembling as she stared at the floor. Didn't mean it? I snapped, my hand shaking. Aaron leaned back in Father's leather chair, grinning like a king. Maybe if you weren't so careless, big brother, none of this would have happened. Careless? I stepped closer, heat rising in my chest. You stole my project, claimed it as yours, and when I confronted you, you told everyone I cheated. Now my scholarship's gone, my reputation's ruined, and you sit here smirking? Father's jaw tightened, his cold eyes cutting through me. Enough. Your brother is the future of this family. You've done nothing but embarrass us. Embarrass. You, my voice cracked, rage and disbelief mixing. I spent years working, studying, doing everything right. Richard Miller rose from his chair, towering over me. You lack discipline. You lack loyalty. Aaron knows what family means. Aaron laughed. Softly, see. Dad gets it. You never belonged, brother. Maybe it's time you faced that. I turned to my mother, desperation clawing at me. Mom, say something, please. Tell them you know the truth. Her eyes darted to mine, wet with tears, but she said nothing, just silence. That silence cut deeper than Aaron's lies, so that's it. My voice dropped. You're all just going to erase me? Father's tone was final. Pack your things. You leave tonight. I stared at them, at the family I had bled for, and felt the ground collapse under me. You're choosing him over me, over truth. Aaron's smirk widened. Don't take it personal, brother. Not everyone's meant to stay. I wanted to lunge at him, break that smug face, but I stood frozen. My fists clenched so tight, my nails cut skin. You'll regret this, I whispered. Father's eyes narrowed. Out. I looked at my mother one last time. She flinched but didn't move. That was my answer. I left the house with nothing but a duffel bag and bitterness. Burning in my chest, the years since that night have felt like exile. People ask how I survived, but the truth is simple. I didn't have a choice. Their betrayal became the weight on my shoulders and the fire under my feet. I worked jobs that broke my body, slept in rooms that smelled of rot, and ate meals I could barely afford. Yet every day, Aaron's smirk haunted me. Every night, Father's words echoed, You never belonged. But I learned something in the shadows. Pain can carve you into something sharper. Whenever I thought about giving up, I remembered that night, that room, their silence. And I swore one day, they'll see me again. One day. I won't be the forgotten son. The first night after they threw me out, I ended up in a rundown motel off the highway. The sheets smelled of cigarettes, the walls were stained, and the clerk wouldn't stop staring. You got cash? He asked, tapping the counter. Yeah, I muttered, sliding over crumpled bills. One night, he eyed me. No ID. I shook my head. Just a room. That was how exile began. Cheap motels. Empty pockets. Silence that screamed louder than words. Weeks later, I sat in a greasy diner, counting coins for coffee. A man in work boots sat across from me. You look rough, he said. I glanced up. And you look nosy. He laughed. Fair enough. Name's Marcus. You need work? I stared at him. Why would you care? Because I see myself 10 years ago? No, I'm asking if you want one. I hesitated, then nodded. What kind of work? Warehouse. Heavy lifting. This pays crap. Hours worse. But it beats starving. I clenched my jaw. I'll take it. That was the first step back. The job nearly killed me, boxes heavier than I was, back screaming, hands blistered. I cursed under my breath until Marcus cornered me during a break. You gonna quit already? He asked. I don't quit, I snapped, sweat dripping. He grinned. Good, because pain builds muscle, not excuses. His words stuck. Months later, I sat outside the warehouse, my shirt soaked. When a woman handed me a sandwich, You look like you haven't eaten in days, she said softly. I blinked. What's this food? She replied. I'm Lena. Don't argue. Just eat. I took it, my hands shaking. Why? Because you remind me of my brother. He didn't make it. maybe you still can. Her kindness stung worse than hunger. Years passed like that, long shifts, small kindnesses, lessons carved into me by strangers. One night, Marcus sat with me after work. You still carrying that anger? I laughed bitterly. Use it. But don't let it use you. Build something with it. Otherwise, you'll stay stuck in this place forever. I stared at my calloused hands. I don't want to be stuck. I want to rise. Then rise, he said simply. That night, I decided. I wouldn't die forgotten. I saved every dollar, studied during breaks, and took night classes. Whenever exhaustion whispered I couldn't go on, I remembered Aaron's smirk, father's voice, mother's silence. Pain kept me awake. Hunger kept me moving. At the end of it, I wasn't the broken boy they threw out. I was sharper, harder, and no one could erase me again. One evening, after years of clawing my way back, I came home to my small apartment. Bills piled on the table, books scattered across the floor. I noticed an envelope slipped under my door, thick paper, gold lettering. I tore it open. My chest froze. Richard and Elaine Miller invite you to celebrate the wedding of their beloved son, Aaron Miller and Clara Jameson. My hands shook. Clara, the woman I once loved. My breath came shallow. After all these years, the past I tried to bury had just invited me to its grand celebration. I held the envelope in my hands, the gold edges glinting under the dim light of my apartment. My stomach turned before I even read the words. Come on, I muttered, ripping it open. The letters blurred for a moment before sinking in. Aaron Miller and Clara Jameson request the honor of your presence. The name struck me like a knife. Clara, no, I whispered, my fingers trembling. Not her. I dropped the invitation on the table, staring at it as if it might vanish. But it didn't. Her name was there, tied forever to his. Memories crashed into Meath, the first time I met her outside the library. Her laughter when I tripped over my words, the way she looked at me like I mattered. I'll never leave you, she had said once, her hand in mine. I heard her voice like an echo, and my chest burned. Never leave, huh? I muttered bitterly. You ran straight to him. I paced the room, muttering aloud to the walls. Should I go? No, what's the point? They'll just sneer like always. Your stage. I slammed my fist against the table. If I show up, I'll tear their perfect picture apart. My throat tightened. I remembered the night I planned to propose. I'd saved 4 weeks to buy the ring, had it in my pocket. Ready to ask? She never showed. Instead, I saw her days later, her arm linked with Aaron's. Clara, I had whispered, numb. What? What's going on? She avoided my eyes. I can't explain. Aaron's smirk had said everything. Now, years later, here she was, about to marry him. I slumped into a chair, my head in my hands. Why her? Why him? The door creaked, and Marcus poked his head in. You look like hell. What's that on? The table? I shoved the invitation toward him. Read it. Yeah. Marcus sat down. So, what are you gonna do? I don't know, I admitted. Part of me wants to burn this thing and never look back. But another part wants to walk in there and drop a grenade, Marcus finished. I gave a hollow laugh. Exactly. Marcus leaned forward. Listen, you survived years of being nothing. You built yourself back up. If you go yay yay. Don't go as the broken kid they threw out. Go as the man they can't ignore. Later's words struck me deep. Later that night, Lena called. You sound tense, she said. You could say that, I muttered. I got invited to a wedding. Doesn't sound bad. It's Aaron's wedding. The silence on the other end stretched until I thought the line had gone dead. Oh my God, she finally breathed. Clara, yeah, the one I was going to propose to, exhaled sharply. And now she's marrying the same. Brother? Who ruined you? Exactly. So what are you gonna do? I stared at the invitation. That's the question, isn't it? Lena's voice softened. Don't go for her. Don't go for them. If you go, go for you. Her words lingered after the call ended. I sat in silence, the invitation glowing like poison on the table. Chest ached, but beneath the pain was something sharper. Pride. This is my chance, I whispered to myself. My revenge starts here. The grand hall buzzed with laughter, clinking glasses, and music that felt too polished, too perfect. I stood at the entrance, adjusting my tie. The suit fit like armor. For a moment, silence rippled across the room as eyes turned toward me. Is that... Someone gasped, double quotes, no, it can't be. He's gone, another whispered. I took a slow step forward, my shoes echoing against the marble floor. Father's face stiffened. His drink trembled in his hand. Mother's lips parted, but no. Words came. I don't. Aaron turned, smiling at some guest, but when his gaze landed on me, the smile froze. Well, I said loud enough for everyone near to hear. Looks like the party started without me. The whispers multiplied. That's him, Richard's other son. I thought he disappeared. Why would he come back now? I locked eyes with Aaron. His jaw tightened. Brother, I said, the word dripping with venom. Congratulations. He forced a smirk. I didn't think you'd show? Oh, I'm full of surprises. Clara appeared at his side, her gown glowing under the chandeliers. When her eyes met mine, all color drained from her face. Me. Her hand trembled around Aaron's arm. Grace Carter, an old family. Friend rushed forward. Good heavens, I can't believe it. You look alive. Gave her a crooked smile. I am alive, Grace. More alive than ever. Richard, Grace whispered, turning to my father. You never told us, Father. Cut her off sharply. This is neither the time nor the place. Oh, I think it's the perfect place, I said, stepping deeper into the hall. Pastor Wells cleared his throat awkwardly at the front. Perhaps we should know, Pastor, Aaron interrupted, forcing his voice steady. Everything's fine. My brother just wandered in. He won't stay long. I laughed coldly. Won't stay? That's funny. You erase me, and now. You think you can dismiss me like a waiter? Aaron's eyes flashed. This is my wedding, not your stage. Funny, I said, locking eyes with Clara, because it feels like both. Her lips parted, but no sound came. Mother finally stepped forward. Please, we didn't expect I cut her off. Didn't expect me to show my face again. Didn't expect me to rise from the grave you buried me in. Guests gasped. Someone whispered, Is he serious? I looked at her directly. Say it. Mom, you thought I'd never come back? She stuttered. I thought it was better this way. Aaron pulled Clara closer. Enough. You're not here to ruin this. You're pathetic, standing here, hoping someone cares. I smirked, and yet all eyes are on me, not you. Gasps followed as Aaron's face reddened. Grace shook her head. Richard, how could you erase him? He's your son. Voice cut like steel. This is not the time for your interference, Grace. No, I said, let her speak. She sees what you tried to hide. Aaron hissed. You've got some nerve. I stepped close, my breath inches from his ear. And you've got some fear. I can smell it. He jerked back, forcing a laugh for the crowd. Ignore him. He's nothing. Clara's whisper betrayed her. He's not nothing. Aaron stiffened. Clara, her eyes stayed locked on. Mine, Pastor Wells tried again. Perhaps we should begin the ceremony before no rush, I said, loud and clear. This day is worth savoring. I glanced at the guests, their eager faces watching like spectators at a play. You erased. Me from this family, but here I stand, in flesh and blood. You buried me in silence, but my voice still echoes louder than your lies. Aaron sneered. You really think anyone here cares about your sob story? I leaned forward, smiling coldly. Do you care? No, but they'll remember me, especially after tonight. The tension thickened, silence stretching until even the music stopped. Grace touched my arm softly. You don't need to fight them anymore. You've already won by standing here. I gave her a half smile. Oh, Grace, this isn't victory. This is just the opening act, Aaron muttered under his breath. I'll deal with you later, I chuckled. We'll try. Clara's eyes shimmered with something between fear and regret. The hall remained frozen. Breaths held, everyone waiting for the explosion, and I let them wait. savoring every second of their shock. Because this was not just a reunion, this was the beginning of payback. The rehearsal dinner felt like a stage play. Every smile rehearsed, every toast forced. I lingered near the back, sipping water when Aaron slid beside me. "So," he said smoothly, "enjoying your little performance?" I didn't look at him. "You seemed shaken earlier, not the confident groom you pretend to be." His chuckle was sharp. "Please, you think showing up in a suit erases years of failure? You're still the shadow, still beneath me." I finally faced him funny. "For someone so secure, you're sweating." His jaw flexed. "You're nothing here. This is my night, my life. You don't belong." I smirked. "Yet you can't stop talking to me. Almost like you're afraid I'll take something back." "Take what, Clara?" He leaned in close. "She chose me," I whispered. "Or did." "You corner her like you corner me now?" For a heartbeat, his eyes flickered. Fear, then arrogance returned. "Keep pushing, brother. You'll embarrass yourself." I leaned back casually. "You're already embarrassed. Everyone saw it. They'll keep whispering long after tonight." His hand tightened around his glass. "You don't scare me," I smiled coldly. "I don't have to scare you. You're already cracking." Clara's laughter floated from across the room, brittle as glass. She kept her distance, but eventually I caught her alone near the hallway. She froze when she saw me. "Ow," she whispered. I stepped closer. "You can't even look me in the eye." Her voice trembled. "I never meant I regret everything, but I'm trapped." "Trapped?" I asked. "Or comfortable?" Tears welled, but she blinked them back. "You don't understand." "No, Clara, I understand perfectly." "You chose him." Her whisper broke. "I had no choice." I shook my head. "There's always a choice. You just picked the easier one." She reached out as if to touch my arm, then pulled back. "I'm sorry." I laughed bitterly. "Save your apologies for someone who still believes you." She flinched, then hurried back toward the crowd, leaving me with the echo of what we once were. Later, my parents approached me, faces plastered with polite smiles. "Son," father said warmly, too warmly, "we're glad you came. Truly." Raised an eyebrow. "Glad? You look like you saw a ghost." Mother forced a laugh. It was surprising. A family should be together on such occasions. "Family," I repeated flatly. "You mean the same family that erased me? Same family that never called? Never asked if I was alive?" Father's eyes narrowed. "Let's not create a scene." I stepped closer. "Oh, but scenes are what you fear most, aren't they?" Mother's hand twitched against her dress. We wanted what was best for everyone." "It's best for Aaron, you mean?" Father's mask slipped. He was the stronger choice, the future of this family, and I was disposable. Neither denied it. Grace Carter reappeared, sensing the tension. "Why do you keep pretending?" she asked them sharply. "He deserves honesty, at least." Mother glared at her. "Grace, this is not your concern." But I spoke before Grace could. "No, let her speak. She's the only one here with the courage, too." Father hissed under his breath. "If you think you can destroy us with words, you're mistaken." I smiled thinly. "Not destroy, expose." Aaron returned, slipping an arm around Clara, his voice loud for all to hear. "See? He's bitter. Jealous. Can't stand to watch me succeed." I met his gaze calmly. "Success built on lies is just failure in disguise." Gasps rippled through the tables. Guests leaned closer, whispering, waiting. Aaron's eyes burned into mine. "Careful, brother." I sipped my water slowly. Haven't even started. Clara wouldn't meet my eyes. My parents stood frozen in their hypocrisy. And Aaron, for the first time, looked like he understood this wasn't a game he controlled anymore. The cracks in their facade had begun to show. The laughter reached me before the words did. I lingered just outside the balcony where Aaron and his groomsmen drank too much, their voices sharp in the night air. "Can you believe it?" Aaron crowed. "I took everything from him because he was too soft, too pathetic to fight back." One of them chuckled nervously. "You mean your brother?" "Who else?" Aaron laughed. "He thought he'd marry Clara." I slipped right in, showed her who the better man was. He never stood a chance. Another voice asked, "And your parents? Weren't they worried about choosing sides?" Aaron's tone dripped arrogance. "Please, I played them like cards, fed them stories, made them look weak. They swallowed it whole. Now I'm the golden son, the heir, the one they can be proud of." Their laughter roared, my fists clenched at my sides, but I stayed in the shadows. Hitting him would end the moment. Letting him speak was far sweeter, every word a nail in his own coffin. Later, when the hall emptied and music softened, I found Clara waiting near the garden doors. Her hands trembled as she wrung her shawl. "You heard him, didn't you?" she whispered. I studied her face. "Which part? That he stole you? Or that he tricked my parents into throwing me out?" Her eyes filled. "All of it. Then why are you still here?" I asked coldly. She stepped closer. "Because I made a mistake. Because he's not who I thought. He hurts me." I stiffened. "Hurts you how?" Her voice cracked. "Words that cut deeper than knives, controlling everything I do." And when he's drunk, she trailed off, unable to finish. I exhaled slowly, forcing down the rage. "You chose him, Clara. You walked away from me." Tears spilled down her cheeks. "I thought I had to. He promised me security, told me you'd never be enough. I was foolish. I believed him. Believed him over me," I said. "I regret it every day." Her hand brushed mine, desperate, pleading. "I still love you." I yanked my hand back. "Oh, don't say that now." "It's true," she cried softly. "You were my heart. You still are." I thought I could bury it, but I can't. I shook my head. Love doesn't vanish and then reappear conveniently when the mask falls off. What you're feeling, maybe it's guilt, maybe fear. She whispered fiercely. "It's love." I never stopped. I just buried it under lies. Her words pierced something buried deep in me. For a moment, I saw the girl I once planned to marry, the one who laughed with me under streetlights, who swore she'd never leave. But then I remembered the night she vanished into Aaron's arms. Steadied my voice. "If he truly loved me, Clara, you wouldn't be standing here in his ring." Her tears shimmered in the moonlight. "I'm trapped. You don't know what it's like. I run, he'll ruin me." "Maybe you deserve each other," I muttered. She flinched as if struck. "Don't say that." "Why not?" My voice rose, then steadied into ice. "He helped him break me. Now you complain because he breaks you. Tell me why I should care." Her lips trembled. "Because somewhere inside you still care for me too. I can see it in your eyes." I turned away, staring into the night. My chest tightened. Torn between rage and the remnants of affection, I wanted dead. Finally, I said, "If you want freedom, don't beg me for it. Take it yourself. But don't come here asking me to bleed for you again." Her sobs were soft, almost childlike. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." I walked past her, leaving the apology to hang in the shadows. My revenge burned hotter now, but beneath it an ache I couldn't shake. In the distance, Aaron's laughter echoed again. And I knew the game was only beginning. The hall was drenched in flowers, polished chandeliers sparkling above polished smiles. I sat quietly in the back row, my pulse steady but sharp. Every vow cut into me like a blade, yet I stayed still, waiting. Pastor Wells' voice rose solemnly. "If anyone objects to this union, speak now or forever hold your peace." The silence stretched. Then I stood. "I object." Gasps rippled like a storm across the pews. Heads whipped around. My father's jaw hardened. My mother's hands flew to her mouth. Clara froze at the altar, bouquet trembling. Aaron's face flushed, his smile snapping like glass. "Sit down." Aaron snarled through clenched teeth. "You don't belong here." I stepped into the aisle, my voice calm but loud enough to reach every corner. "You're right. You erased me years ago. But maybe everyone here deserves to know why." Whispers erupted. Grace Carter clutched her husband's arm. "Is that?" "Yes," he muttered, eyes wide. Pastor Wells stammered. "Perhaps this." "Isn't the time?" Aaron barked. "Shut it, old man. This farce ends now." I ignored him. Y'all see Aaron, the golden son? But do you know how he built that image? He didn't earn it. He stole it. Aaron's fists tightened. Careful. Stole from me. I pressed on. My career, my family's respect, and even the woman standing beside him, Clara's. Lips parted, her eyes shimmering. The hall held its breath. Lies, Aaron spat. He's bitter, that's all. A failure who crawled back to ruin my day. Is that what you told them? I asked softly. I was weak, useless? That's what you told our parents. That's how you convinced them to throw me out. Richard stood, his voice booming. Enough, this is a wedding, not your stage. I looked straight at him. Then why am I here at all, Father? Didn't you erase me? His silence answered for him.
A's.
The room tightened with unease. Clara's bouquet slipped in her hands. Aaron, she whispered, is it true? Listen to him, Aaron snapped, grabbing her wrist. He's trying to poison you. I stepped closer, my eyes on hers. Clara, tell them. Tell them what you told me last night. Her face drained of color. Tears welled. He's not lying. The room exploded in gasps and mutters. What? The hell are you doing? Aaron hissed at her. She pulled her hand free, voice breaking. I can't keep pretending. He's cruel, controlling. He manipulates everyone. The whispers swelled louder. Is that true? I can't believe. Aaron lunged at me, rage twisting his features. You think you can humiliate me? I'll bury you. I stood firm. You already tried, years ago, but I survived, he sneered. I took Clara because you were too weak to keep her. Clara sobbed, covering her mouth. Stop, Aaron, and our parents? I shot back. You fed them lies, made me out to be nothing. But you forgot something. Truth doesn't stay buried forever. Richard's face paled, but he said nothing. Lane's eyes shimmered with tears she refused to let fall. Aaron's voice cracked under his fury. I built this life. Take it from me, I smirked faintly. Funny? That's what you said when you bragged to your friends last night? How you took everything from me because I was too soft? Gasps roared again. Aaron's friends exchanged panicked looks. You listened in? Aaron's face twisted. You snake. No, I said quietly. You're the snake. Just let you show your fangs. Clara collapsed into a pew, sobbing openly. I can't do this. I can't marry you. The hall broke into chaos. Guests whispered. Some stood to leave. Others stared like they'd witnessed a crime. Aaron's desperation bled through his rage. Clara, you're mine. Don't you dare walk away. She looked at him with shattered eyes. I was never yours. I was just too scared to leave. Her words struck like thunder. Even Pastor Wells staggered back. Aaron lunged again, but groomsmen held him back, their loyalty cracking. Calm down, Aaron. Let me go, he roared, spittle flying. I stood still, my heart a storm of satisfaction and ache. This is who he really is, the golden son, the man you all celebrated. The whispers turned to judgment. How could we not see it? He fooled us all. Aaron thrashed against his friends, face contorted in rage. I'll destroy you. Leaned close enough for only him to hear. You already did, and now you've destroyed yourself. His eyes widened, fear finally seeping in beneath the fury. Clara stood, shaking, her veil torn by her own trembling hands. I'm done, Aaron. This wedding's over. The hall fell into stunned silence. Pastor Wells cleared his throat, voice trembling. I suppose that settles it. Aaron's scream echoed like a wounded animal, tore free, shoving chairs, sending glasses crashing. Guests shrieked, scrambling from his wrath. Through it all, I stood firm in the aisle, unmoved. For the first time in years, I felt taller than him. Grace Carter approached hesitantly. Spring, you came back like a ghost, and now you've torn the mask away. Everyone sees him now. I met her eyes. Good. It's only the beginning.
Aaron?
Finally collapsed into a chair, panting, sweat dripping down his face. His perfect day lay in ruins around him, and I watched, silent, knowing justice had only just begun. The room stank of broken flowers and spilled champagne. Guests murmured, their voices rising and falling like waves. Ah! Aaron sat hunched, sweat dripping, eyes wild. His perfect image was cracking and everyone could see it. Grace Carter spoke first. "Aaron, is it true? All of this?" He shot up, pointing a shaking finger at me. "He's lying, every word. He crawled back here to ruin me." "No," Clara said, her voice hoarse but steady. "He's not lying. You are." Gasps spread again. Clara stepped away from him, her veil slipping off. Aaron grabbed her arm, snarling, "Don't you dare betray me now." She yanked free. You betrayed everyone. You betrayed me the moment you stole me to spite your brother." My father's face drained of color. "Aaron, tell me this isn't true." Aaron laughed harshly. "Oh, come on, Dad. You think I wanted Clara because of love?" "No. I wanted her because he did. Because everything he touched, I wanted to own." The crowd erupted with whispers. "Own? Did he say own? This is sick." My mother's trembling voice cut through. "Aaron, how could you?" he sneered. "Don't act innocent, Mother. You stood by while Father cast him out. You wanted the easy son, the shining son. Well, here I am." Elaine staggered back as if struck. A groomsman muttered, "You told us he abandoned the family, that he was weak." Aaron wheeled on him. "And you believed it, didn't you? Just like everyone else, because you wanted to believe in the golden sun." Another friend whispered, "You used us, lied to us." "Of course I did," Aaron shouted, his voice cracking. "I lied to everyone." "Affairs? Yes. Fraud? Maybe. Who cares? It kept me on top." The whispers swelled into shouts. "Affairs?" someone gasped. Clara's face twisted with disgust. "So all those late nights? All those excuses you weren't just cruel? You were unfaithful too?" Aaron smirked bitterly. "Faithful? To you, please. You were just a prize, Clara, a trophy to wave in his face." She slapped him hard enough to echo across the hall. "You're vile." The crowd cheered the strike, some clapping, others murmuring approval. Aaron reeled, then turned to me, eyes blazing. "This is your fault. You poisoned her, poisoned them all." I held his gaze. "You did this yourself. I only gave you a stage." He lunged at me, but his best man grabbed him back. "Enough, Aaron. You've lost it. Let me go," Aaron roared, spit flying. "I'll kill him." The man shook his head. "You're insane. I'm done covering for you." More of his friends stepped back, shaking their heads. One muttered, "We thought you were a brother. Turns out you're a snake." Aaron thrashed, desperate, "Don't you leave me. You owe me." "No," the best man said flatly. "We owe you nothing." The hall buzzed with disgust. Guests whispered about fraud, about betrayal. Some began leaving, shaking their heads in shame. Richard staggered forward, voice hollow. "Aaron, you destroyed us. I believed in you. I threw away my own blood for you." Aaron's laugh was jagged, broken, "and I let you, because you were stupid enough to choose me." Richard's face crumbled. Elaine clutched his arm, tears running freely now. Clara straightened, her voice icy. "You don't own me anymore. I won't live as your trophy." She pulled off her ring and dropped it at his feet. The tiny clink sounded louder than thunder. "No," Aaron whispered, dropping to his knees. "Clara, please, don't walk away. You're all I have." She shook her head. "You never had me. You only had your lies." Then she turned, walking out of the hall with her veil trailing like a severed chain. The silence she left was suffocating. Aaron's hand shook as he clutched the ring. His voice cracked. "I still win. I'm still the heir. You can't take that." I stepped closer, my words like steel. "Look around, Aaron. You've already lost everything. And no one had to lift a finger. You destroyed yourself." The crowd murmured in agreement. His mask was gone, shattered in front of all who once praised him. Aaron collapsed forward, sobs raw, his golden facade gone forever. And for the first time, I didn't feel erased. The hall was silent, except for the fading sobs of my brother. The guests had scattered, leaving only family in the wreckage of what was supposed to be his perfect day. I stood still, breathing in the ruin. Clara's voice broke the silence. "Please, can we talk? I didn't move. Talk about what? The years I was nothing to you? Or the ring you wore for him? Her tears spilled. I was blind. I believed him because everyone did. I should have seen you. I should have trusted you. Shook my head. You don't get to rewrite history with apologies. She stepped closer, trembling. Then tell me what to do. Tell me how to make it right. I met her eyes. Can't. Some things can't be fixed. Not by you, not by anyone. Her shoulders collapsed and she whispered, I was wrong. I turned from her. Yes. And now you have to live with it. My mother's sobs filled the room. Son, please look at me. I glanced at her, her makeup streaked, hand shaking. Now you call me son? Her voice cracked. I was weak. I followed your father's judgment. Thought protecting the family meant choosing Aaron. You destroyed me in the process, I said quietly. She reached for me, but I pulled back. I begged you once. You didn't listen. Now you cry because the son you chose revealed himself. Her knees gave out, and she clung to a chair, weeping. Then Richard finally spoke. His voice was gravel, stripped of pride. I have no defense. I turned my back on you. I erased you from my blood. I studied him. And for what? For a golden son who turned your name into poison. His jaw tightened, but his eyes were hollow. I don't expect forgiveness. I only want you to know I was wrong. I let the words hang. They sounded heavy, but they didn't heal. Clara whispered, So what happens now? Do you take revenge? Do you burn us the way we burned you? I looked around the wilted flowers, the broken vows, Aaron's shattered pride at my feet. No, I said finally. Revenge already happened. It happened when truth cut deeper than lies ever could. Clara swallowed hard. Then is this goodbye? Yes. My voice was steady. Goodbye to illusions. Goodbye to the past. I'm not chained here anymore. Aaron groaned from the floor, muttering nonsense through tears. No one touched him. No one helped. He was alone, exactly where his choices had led him. I faced the doors. This was never about stealing Clara back. Never about humiliating Aaron. It was about me taking back the dignity you all stole. My father tried to stand tall, but his voice trembled. And will you come home? I looked him dead in the eye. Home. That was never my home. You made sure of that. My mother cried harder. Clara sank to her knees. My father lowered his head. Aaron's sobs echoed like a broken song. I stepped forward, pushing the doors open. The sunlight hit me, sharp and clean. Behind me, the ruins of a family crumbled. Ahead of me, there was only silence and freedom. I didn't need their apologies. I didn't need their tears. I had reclaimed myself, and that was enough. The city felt different after that day. The air was lighter, as if it no longer carried their shadows. Marcus spotted me outside a cafe. You look alive, he said with a grin. Alive, yes, I answered, but more than that time free. He leaned back. Free from what? Your brother? Your family? From the chains I let them put on me, I said, from needing them to define me. He studied me. So what now? Now I live on my terms. Don't chase approval anymore. Marcus smiled faintly. About time. You're always stronger than you thought. I sipped my coffee, watching the street. Funny thing is, I used to think strength meant fighting for a place at their table. Turns out strength was walking away. He nodded, and leaving them to choke on their own lies. I chuckled softly. Exactly. Later that evening, Lena found me by the river. You vanished after the storm, she said gently. I needed quiet, I admitted. I needed to hear myself without their voices in my head. She tilted her head. And what do you hear now? I looked at the water rippling under fading sunlight. I hear a man who survived, who doesn't beg for scraps of love anymore. Her eyes softened. You've changed. I had to. The boy they erased is gone. The man who returned wrote his own name back into the world. She smiled. Then, maybe that man deserves peace. I breathed deeply. Peace feels closer now than it ever has. She touched my arm. In love. But I hesitated. Love will come when it's real. I won't mistake chains for love again. Her hand lingered, warm against the chill. 'Cause you deserve more than shadows. I nodded. We all do. As night deepened, I thought of Clara's tears, my mother's sobs, my father's silence. Once, those sounds would have broken me. Now, they were echoes, reminders of a past I no longer belonged to. Marcus called me later. I keep thinking about what you said. Its strength was walking away. Do you regret anything? I answered. Quietly, no. Not anymore. Regret kept me chained. Letting go gave me wings. He laughed softly. Then maybe you're finally who you were always meant to be. Maybe I am, I said. In truth, I had been many things. Naive, desperate, betrayed. But standing now in the ashes of all that pain, I was something new. Whole. The past didn't vanish. It carved scars into me, but those scars told my story. They reminded me I survived when they wanted me gone. I whispered to myself, they erased me once. And then louder, steady, certain, but I wrote myself back into existence. It wasn't just survival. It was rebirth. The boy who sought. Their approval was dead. The man who walked forward was unshakable. The wedding had been painted as an ending. But for me, it was only the beginning. My story was mine again. This time I would never surrender it.